Hello. Oh shit, it's still on the camera. I'm glad I didn't have it pointed at me. Holy. Let's just turn that off. Alright. How's it going, everybody? Ooh. Real quick, I just need to make sure my blue sky is showing that I'm streaming. Kind of annoying because I have to paste my entire Twitch URL into it every single time. There's no way to seemingly permanently connect it. There we go. Yo, it's the Kai. Hey, how's it going? The Kai is here, doing stuff. Drawing the art. God, oh man, I am fucking tired. I really did not know if I would have it in me to get out of bed this morning. I've been feeling like, oh man. I mean, I love doing this stream, but I really don't want to work today. I just want to do nothing. I'm in a big doing nothing mood today. Oops. I'm just feeling like, I don't know. Just not up for it, you know? Just in general. Just not up for anything right now. I think I'm a little burnt out, to be honest. That's okay. I hope you're all well. I am. Hang in there. Next week is nothing? No. I still have to work next week. I don't have the time off next week. I'm still working. I need to make this hair bigger. I like big hair. Big hair. Yeah. A little bit? We'll see. Here we go. Next week we're heading to Furdu. There will be a bunch of us in a little cabin. Oh, not cabin. It'll be like a proper hotel condo. I don't know why I said cabin. But I couldn't get the time off of work because they are upset that I keep taking my time off instead of not doing that, I guess. Even though it's, you know, it's time that I legally am granted. So, I'm just not going to take the time off, but I'm still going to go. Which will be interesting. Cabin would be fun? I don't know, man. I hate the woods. I hate cabins. I used to be like, oh yeah, I'll try camping. I might get there one day. I might get used to it. No, I just don't like it. I've just concluded that it's just not my thing. It's just not my thing. Oh shit. Ugh. I need a... I need to wake up. I need to wake up. I've been playing so much Pokopia lately. I've been listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl and playing Pokopia. God, it's been good. It's been so good. I just want to do that all day. I've really just been in the mood to just do that and nothing else. Just read this, listen to this audiobook and play Pokopia for like hours on end. It's all I want to do. And I've gone so far in Pokopia. Like, I've got 3 different towns, finished the quest in 2.5 of them. I've been really enjoying it. And I mean, it's kind of interesting because I feel like I'm enjoying it more than I would enjoy... You love the face? I'm glad. Thank you. I feel like I'm enjoying it more than I would enjoy something like Minecraft at this day and age because the map is a limited area. And there are also more systems in place to designate zones with particular functions. Because it's like a cross with Animal Crossing, and like stuff that you build has an actual gameplay function, I'm way more invested in building things. Plus, the limited area means that I know that there is a maximum amount of space that I can fill with buildings, and now I'm like, oh well, I want to fill the whole space, but the area is still huge. Like, there's 3 different maps that I know of. Well, there's 4 that I know of actually, but the 4th one's like an end game place, and there could be more. Don't spoil it, but there could be more, and they're all huge. And the thought of being able to fill them all with buildings that I make is very exciting. Very, very exciting. I feel like I'm going to be spending many, many, many years on this game. But we'll see. I don't know. Kind of reminding me when I know it's a weird pick, but it's kind of reminding me back last year when I played through Xenoblade X. At around this time. It was like March, April. And I just sat for ages and just had a good time chilling out, playing a fun video game while listening to stuff. I wish I had like a week or 2 straight just to do this, like just to play the game and not do any other work, because I feel like it's really healing. For me. But unfortunately, yeah, day job. Streaming, art, down the rabbit hole, all that. Although art and down the rabbit hole, I'm much less burnt out on those than I am on my day job. There was a point yesterday where I was like... There was a point yesterday where I was at work and I was like trying to solve this bug. I was accidentally... The bug ended up being that I was accidentally overwriting data because 2 separate things were saving to the same data pool. But I figured it out eventually, but while I was trying to solve it, I just remember putting my head in my hands and like tearing up. I was like, fuck this, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. But I got back to it eventually, and I figured it out. Like I always do. But yeah. Oh yeah, Easter happened too. Whole bunch of... I can't believe you just say the J word like that. What, job? Ugh. Or Jesus. Did I say Jesus? I'm not religious. I will take the Lord's name in vain whenever I want. Like, I don't give a shit. What was I saying? Easter happened. We had Grub's family over, and then we had my family over within like a 3-day period. And that was exhausting. It was nice to be able to... Grub's grandparents came over as well, and her grandparents are the same age as my parents. My parents are quite old. They had me very late in life. What am I trying to say? I was trying to say something, and now I've forgotten what it was. Oh yeah, it was just nice to talk to Grub's grandparents about like old Australian 60s culture, because my parents talked about that a lot, and I have absolutely no way of relating to Grub's direct parents. But Grub's grandparents I can talk to, because my parents have told me a lot of stuff about the 60s, like how people used to, at least in the areas that we live in the 60s in Australia, particularly around Brisbane. My grandma used to boil everything. She used to just like, if there was a meal that she wanted to make, hey Dragon Masail, it was Job, but Jesus is funny too. He sure is. My grandma used to get vegetables and meat of whatever variety. Didn't really matter what it was. It could be weird offcuts. It could be something that made no sense to boil, like broccoli, for example, that just becomes mush if you boil it. And she would boil it. She would boil this shit for like 14 hours of the day. And it would become like grey mush. And then she would be like, okay, it's time for dinner. And that was it. It was just boiled mush. That my grandma used to make back in the 60s and 70s when my mum was a kid. Or I guess my mum was like a teenager in the 70s. But she would, because she had to take care of 6 kids by herself, my grandma would just resort to like literally like whatever she was able to get her hands on to feed the family, because she also for a while there did not have a job either, because my grandpa like passed away unexpectedly and then left grandma with 6 kids and no job. It was fucking insane. Intense. And my grandma had to basically learn how to like turn from a stay-at-home mom into like a fully working single parent overnight, basically. And so yeah, she didn't know how to cook, so she would be like, well, it's boiled meat and vegetables. And the meat could be literally anything. It could be like the offcuts, the parts uh, that we as Western, like the part like fucking organs and brains and shit. I don't know how else to say it that doesn't sound like I'm being an asshole. Um, or like a fucking pompous, you know, Westerner. Just the parts that me personally, I never ate. I have never eaten, and that I would probably find very uncomfortable to eat. Because they were cheap, because nobody was eating them. And so, yeah, I was able to relate to Grub's grandparents on that because they went through the same thing. They're in their 60s, 70s, and so are my parents. Whereas and they're also like not as religiously fanatic as Grub's parents. Like Grub's parents have become like, and I've seen the transition over like the last 15 years ish. They've gone from like pretty average, like Catholic, just kind of like Midwestern parents. Like I would say, like, you know, the average Simpsons, we go to the church every Sunday but don't really care about it otherwise sort of people, to like fanatically religious evangelicals, with all of the political like baggage that comes with that. But thankfully Grub's grandparents are normal people, and are actually, and are not like that. They're not like part of the, I don't know, the brainwashing that happens in those religious spaces.
Boiled water.
Yeah. No, genuinely, like, their family was really like mum's family back in the 60s was very tight on money. They never went on holiday, and if they did, I think they only went on holidays like once a year, like as a family. After Grandpa died, because Grandma just didn't have the money. Plus, Grandma also, like, I remember Mum talking about this often, and she still does. Grandma had to teach herself how to drive, because before Grandpa died, she didn't know how to drive. And so she always drove like a fucking lunatic. Because the laws for being able to get a license were a lot more relaxed back then. And so she would just, whenever Mum got in the car with her, she would have like a tiny panic attack because she really did not want to be in the car with, like, she was convinced that at some point they would all be fucking killed. And it got really bad once Grandma started to get dementia before she was put in a home. Grandma would consistently crash her car, or like scrape it along the sides of the road, or like misplace her keys, or all sorts of stuff. And so I don't think I was even ever allowed in the car when Grandma was driving. Or not that I was around very long by the time Grandma got, like, had to be put in a home. I think she got put in a home when I was like 8 or maybe 9 years old. Like, it wasn't that long. But I remember as a kid, there were times when Grandma would be left to take care of me, and I hated it. Because Grandma's dementia had turned her into somebody who was very like very like had no filter basically. Like if back when she was like only first getting it, and was still independent but had the early symptoms, she was like she would just kind of say whatever she was thinking all the time. And so me, a little autistic kid, um, with like texture problems with my food, uh, grandma would try to treat me like the way she treated her kids back in the 60s, basically trying to get me to eat anything and punishing me if I didn't. There would be times where I would be like, that she would like give me a tomato sandwich and I'd be like, I really don't want the tomato. And um, she'd be like, eat the fucking tomato, you little bitch. uh, just like to like a 9-year-old. Or like however old I was. I was probably 5 or something. Um, or she'd be like, eat the fucking tomato or you're not getting any more fucking food. I actually look back fondly on those times. I was probably it was probably abusive. It was abusive. It was physically and mentally abusive. But at the same time, I didn't really feel that affected by it. Mostly because I knew that if my parents saw that happening, then they would get very upset. So I knew that I could, like, for the most part, just run away from her to avoid it. Because I knew that she would be the one who gets in trouble, not me. Nostalgic trauma. It is weird, isn't it? I've never really thought about that memory in great detail. It's just been kind of something that happened to me when I was a kid. Like she would often brandish her cane. Thank you, Semper144p, for following. I really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying my grandma stories while I'm drawing this jet TF. Yeah, just talking about my time as a little kid going to my grandma's house. Grandma, she would often brandish her cane and like chase me around with it and try to hit me. She would never do it hard. At least as far as I remember, she would never hit me hard. I'm sorry if this is triggering for some people, by the way. I probably should have warned that I would be getting into stories about child abuse. It was just kind of a natural flow on from the previous conversation for me, because that's just kind of how my childhood was. And I'm not saying that that's normal. I'm saying that that's just how it was for me, and that I'm nostalgic for it because it's stuff that happened to me when I was a kid, not necessarily that it was a good thing. Did you see the poor ref I sent you? Yes, you did. I did, sorry. Let me get it up. So it doesn't look like the one in this reference, because that's what I've been using. Yeah. Okay. Let me change it a little bit to match. You want the part with the back of the paws going like up like this? Because I can also do that in this reference that you've sent me, and having these be slightly longer as well. I'm gonna do that. Tell me otherwise if you don't want me to. But yeah. I remember my grandma had this like huge art room. She used to be a voice coach, like an anthro shark paw. I mean, anthro sharks are like a human Okay, we're back. The second you tune in to see Plain TF, Evie, it was specifically you. It was specifically you that it was targeting. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was talking about. My grandma had this, I remember now. My grandma had this like studio for her voice coaching. And it was full of stuff. It was this huge back area in her house that was like dark. It only had like one window really high up in the room. It was like probably 12 meters tall. It was a weird room. And I don't know why I was talking about that memory. It just came up. It just came up. You know, Grandma's house was also the first time. That's a very cute plan. Thank you. I'm basing it off of this design. Long toes and such? Can do. I should probably... Oh no, it's fine. I'll message. I'll say in the thing that the stream is back. Stream is back. If you don't see it, just refresh. I was going on all sorts of tangents in my head. Grandma's house was the first place that I ever... let me go back a step. When we were cleaning out my grandma's house, when she was first put in the home, there was so much stuff in there, like an inordinate amount of stuff. Like grandma had just collected just a bunch of random shit over the years. And what kind of TF are you working on? This is like a anthroplane TF. I haven't done one of these before, so I'm hoping that I can do it justice. The TF-y kind. That's so true. That is cool. Thank you. Yeah, I hope it works out. People seem to be liking it so far, so I'm just gonna keep working on it. Anyway, tons of stuff. Grandma's house. When we cleaned it out, I found this like 1001 games thing. I don't know why she had it. It was probably one of my cousins from like the 90s. Because there is no way that grandma was playing that thing. And it was basically just like... It was like a little video game console that took 4 AA batteries. And for whatever... No, this looks weird. And for whatever reason, it had Tetris on it. And that was kind of the only thing it could do well. Because it was just, like, the screen was just a grid of squares. Like, big Tetris squares. And then they pretended that there were, like, 1,000 different games that you could play with these Tetris squares. And that's the memory, honestly. I still have it. I still have it somewhere. I don't know where it is. It's in this house. It's probably in my, like, tech drawer or something. I don't know where I put it. But I took it, because no one said I couldn't. So I took it, and that was probably 15 years ago, 16, probably 17-ish years ago now. Yeah, probably about 17 years ago, and it still works. It's still functioning. Hey, bruh. Welcome to the stream. It's kind of scary when I talk about, like, things happening in the past. Back when I remember back when I was a kid, I was, like, so excited to be able to be like, oh man, I can't wait until one day I can say that things happened, like, 10 years ago. Because, like, I wasn't even 10 years old at that point. These days, trying to remember back to when I was, like, 9 or 10, I have to say things like, that was 17 years ago, and I just get a little bit sick. I'm just like, oh. Oh, I've been alive for a while now, huh? I didn't think I'd make it this far, to be perfectly honest. I had so many fears as a kid, and I still kind of do. I'm like a bit of a hypochondriac, and I'm a bit of a like anxious. I'm an anxious little guy, and I think a lot about death, and I'm like, I don't know if I like, well, am I gonna die? Like, am I gonna have a heart attack at like 25 or whatever? 25 years old? Am I gonna like fucking get hit by a car or something? I think about that stuff all the time. And yet, I'm still here. And I remember thinking those same thoughts years and years and years and years ago now. Like, I remember probably one of the earliest times I panicked about death was when I was like 10 years old. And that was 16 years ago. Yeah, about then. But probably 15, because I probably panicked. It's probably 2011. But like, I'm still around. I don't know how. I'm still. I moved out of my parents' house somehow. I genuinely don't know how I've made it this far. Because I feel, I don't know. Sometimes I like look back on my life and I'm like, how the fuck did I get here? Like sometimes I feel like I'm not functional as a human. And I look at my life and I'm like, how did I manage to move out of my parents' house? How did I manage to land a job? How did I manage to land a partner? You're killing it. I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't feel like I am. I feel like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing most of the time. And especially recently, I've picked up so many different commitments that I feel like I'm just drowning in them. Not that I want to stop being committed to things, because I feel like all of the commitments that I'm committed to at the moment are things that can potentially benefit me in the long run. It's just that there's a lot of freaking stuff to do. The thing that's hanging over my head the most at the moment is Down the Rabbit Hole. I'm trying to do as much work on it as possible, but it's really hard work. And there's a lot of it to do. I've done about 6 minutes of a 36-ish minutes job, and I really want, like, by the end of April, I really want to have like 20 to 24 minutes of it done. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit that all in. I'm a little scared that I can't. I wanted to have 12 minutes done by the end of March, but I'm like, it's just a lot of work, and I keep overestimating the amount of work that I'm able to do. With the time that I have, I spend about 8 hours on it per week, because that's kind of the only amount of time I have to do it. I'm working on it pretty much every day. At least 1 hour a day. Usually 2. But it's just like grueling. It's just a lot. And I can see why Arcaxon, who was doing it before me, just completely burnt out on it. Like, it's just a lot. It's like, it's not direct pen animation, but it is like, maybe I'd call it like puppetry animation. Like, you're moving sprites around the screen, you're moving different pieces of puppets and stuff. And it is a lot of work. Okay. But, you know, again, if it was my full-time job, and I knew that I would be able to get paid for it, then I would. Another full-time job added to your repertoire? Exactly. Ah, shit! Well, work is calling. I have to go. Sorry. I can't miss this call. They're calling me 20 minutes early, but I have to go. I'm really sorry. Yeah. Sorry. That's all I can do. I'll continue to work on this. Animation's so fucking annoying. Yeah. I'm sorry, everyone. Again, if you want to support me, go to my Patreon. Buy a commission, subscribe to me on Twitch, tell other people about me. Thanks for streaming. Thank you very much. If my Twitch grows enough, if my Patreon grows enough, I'll be able to quit my job and I'll be able to do this stuff full time, so you'll be able to watch me for hours longer, and I won't have to be interrupted by work. So please spread the word. Please tell people about me. Please, 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 please. Thank you. I'm begging a little bit. I just really want to be able to do this as a job. That's all. And I hope you do too. So I will see you later. If there is anybody, I guess I'll raid Quakey. But yeah, unfortunately, I gotta go. I gotta go to this dang call. I miss Kane. My name is pronounced Kai, by the way. It's Kine. Kine? I miss Kine. Yeah. I'll be back tomorrow, doing the same as usual. I try to do this every weekday, unless there's a holiday or a weekend. But yeah, I'll talk to you later. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.